A couple of weeks ago, I noticed something quite alarming in the auctions. That's where it came to light first. And then I saw, of course, everything that appears in the auction today will be on Auto Trader tomorrow if it sells. And it is quite alarming, and it draws me to the conclusion that not only are new car EV sales being massaged, but so are used. Okay, Baz, how'd you come to that? So in BCA today, there's a 2023 73 plate Vauxhall Corsa E100 kilowatt with 57 miles on, and guess what? It's got 2 owners. There you go, 2 owners. We click in there, we'll just have a look where it's 30th of the 9th, 2023. So it's got 2 owners, 57 miles, and it's 18 months old, nearly. 2 owners. That's been reported as a brand new sale and a used sale as well. Probably a used sale new to 12-month old, which they're obviously trying to push as well. Geez, Baz, that's bad. Vauxhall E Vivaro. This is a van. You know, vans aren't selling very well. Electric vans aren't selling well. They've pushed the boat out with this one because this one has got 3 owners. It's done 121 miles and it's 3 owners. First registered 31st of the 5th, 2023. I mean, what's that, 22 months old? 22 months old, 3 owners, 121 miles. So that's been reported sold new and 2 used sales. The next one will be the 3rd, 121 miles. It'll have 4 owners. Geez, that's bad, Baz. Not as bad as this one. Mazda MX-30 E107 kilowatts. Now loads of these have been in the auction with 2 owners on. This one's done 336 miles. It's a 2023 73. It's had 4 owners. So that's 4 owners. Next one will be the 5th, 336 miles. When was it registered? 30th of the 9th, 2023. So it's 18 months old. Next owner will be the 5th in 18 months. And it's done 336 miles. New sale, used sale, used sale, used sale. It's been reported sold 3 times, used, and 1 new. Are you seeing how used EV sales are being reported, looking like the great figures? They're not. There's a lot of underhanded reporting going on. That's all I can say. Tell me I'm wrong. In all fairness, in the old days, if I had an overage car, I used to send a list out and I used to fax it to all the other like Mercedes dealers or whoever I worked for at the time. And I'd try and make it funny, you know, like somebody come and get this vehicle, I'm fed up with looking at it, keys are in it, full tank of petrol if you want it. That sort of thing. And we'd swap stock. We'd get a face change and so on. But that doesn't change owners because it's in the trade. In order to put an owner in the logbook, you have to physically put and enter somebody's details onto the logbook or go on the DVLA and report it with somebody else's details in. Otherwise, it'd just be 1 brand new owner and then into the trade. 1 owner, not 4, 1. Then of course, Polestars are great. Another Vauxhall Vivaro here. 2 owners, 134 miles, 2023 on a 23 plate. (31st of the 3rd, 2023). 2 years old. 134 miles. Where do you think that's been? Next one, Polestar's are great sellers, great car, and there will be. Somebody follows me who's got a Polestar. It's his second Polestar. Loves it. Fair enough. It will be probably one of the best cars you've ever driven. Here we have a Polestar 2 in the auction. Used car. Trust me. The last resort when you're selling a vehicle is to put it in the auction. I've never put a good car in the auction yet, honestly. However, these are good cars and they're being put in the auction. Why are they being put in the auction? Because you can't sell it to your normal contacts. Whoever's vehicle this is would normally trade it. And normally, you know, there's a shortage of stock. You've seen it there's a shortage of stock, isn't there? So why can't these people trade it like I would do? I'd have a list of trade contacts, and again, I'd send my stock sheet out, stuff to trade, phone would be red hot. You'd sell it without having to pay auction fees, without having to wait a month for your money. It would be gone the next day and paid for. So this is desperation. This is any port in a storm, in my opinion. 143 miles, 2023 on a 23, 2 owners. 31st of the 7th, 2023. Do you know when that was? That was when there were big headlines about EV sales in July. I'll see if I can find them and cut them in. Big headlines, EVs, oh, they've sold so many in July. 31st of July, you're a month away from the new registration. You would have to be mental. You'd have to be absolutely mental to register a new vehicle then. You'd have to be mental to register one that's not sold. Here we go, 7th, 2023, 5, 8, 20 months later, it's still not sold. 143 miles on it. Tesla, 150 miles, 2023 on a 23 plate. 150 miles. First registered 22nd of the 6th, 2023. And then next one, oh, guess what? MG Motors, you know, Chinese, MGs are selling, they're flying off the shelves. 190 miles, 2023 on a 23 plate. '30th of the 4th, 2023. That's been laying around since. Right, come on, let's get I've got loads to do today, so let's get a bit of a wiggle on. Here we go, Polestar 2, another one, 195 miles, 2023, 73, 2 owners. 195 miles, 2 owners. When was it registered? 25th of the 9th, 2023. It's not good, is it? If I was going to buy another EV at the moment, I'd really like a Ford Explorer. They look great. Perfect for me, absolutely perfect. 210 kilowatt. They look brilliant for me. But you'll see here, Bristol, Blackbush, Crawley, Manchester, Enfield, Crawley, Bedford, Manchester, Bridgewater, Enfield. Let's look at something else. EV residuals, they're stabilising. Because they're flying off the shelf now, EVs, the residuals are stabilising because people can't get enough of them, so you're having to give more. So instead of giving way behind book like we used to, you've got to get up to Cap have said they're stabilising. I mean, you've got to believe. Auto Trader have said they're stabilising. They've both got really good valuation systems. They're not as good as a dealer's brain because it's an algorithm. It's artificial intelligence. You see, whereas the dealers, I'm pretty sure you can. Artificial intelligence makes a mistake. It's just in cyberspace, in noughts and ones. Makes a mistake. Oh. Well, there you go. dealer makes a mistake, he loses money, or he gets sacked, or he goes bankrupt, whatever. So you see, artificial intelligence doesn't learn as quick as a dealer who's lost money, or a car sales manager who's lost money. So let me just show you this. So you've got CAP and you've got Auto Trader with the valuation systems, both saying that EVs are stabilising. So what do we get here? We've got a Ford Explorer, 210 kilowatt. It's done 923 miles. It's in condition 1. CAP clean, 35,900. The buy it now price is 30,515. Excuse me? Now, why would somebody, bearing in mind they'll also have to pay the auction fees, the seller's fees, and wait for the money. And they're asking £5,400 under cap. I mean, I'm only telling you, I'm only telling you, you make of it what you will. If EVs are stabilising, if they're flying off the shelves, if they're the best thing since sliced bread, if there's a shortage of them, why would you sell it at £5,400 less than CAP or Auto Trader would tell you to? And bearing in mind, retail price will be a lot more than that. Doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, you can't make sense of it. Why would they do that? If you've got any logical explanations why they do that, please tell me, because lots of people there's a chap here telling me about PCP. Can I find it? What now, Barrie? What now, Barrie, for clicks? Deleting facts you don't like. Is that really how low you'll go? Barrie Crampton, yes. He's answering his own questions now. He's asking me a question and then he's answering for me. Here you go. This is at 73 Henny again. There you go again with your rubbish. If you're a self-certified expert, you'll know that the vast majority of new cars are bought on PCP/lease. So each and every one of those people know to the penny what the car will cost. Depreciation makes the square root of F all difference from that point. So not cheaper to run a petrol. Stop lying. Well, dear me, at 73 Henny. You see, if you've got it on contract hire or a lease purchase, PCP, and there's guaranteed future value, you know how much it's going to cost you a month. The people that lose out then is the finance company, because the finance company have been losing an average of £2,500 per EV that's come back that they've had to get rid of, that's been handed back. So they've lost all that money. They've lost a fortune. In fact, the only thing that stopped them losing even more is the fact that the petrol and diesel's prices are worth more than they expected them to be. So when they've auctioned, they've mitigated the losses because they've got more than they expected for the petrol and diesels, but less from the electric. So that's the first point. So there is a loser. And if that happens, they're not going to put out EVs at the same price. So your lease will go up. They've been caught out once. They haven't got artificial intelligence. They don't value them like CAP. It's burned into the brain. They're not worth CAP. They're not worth Auto Trader valuation. I did that once and I lost £2,500 on every vehicle that So there you go, Henny. That's a free lesson for you. Another free lesson for you is, when you get a vehicle on PCP, the idea is to get people changing every 2 years, every 3 years. That's the idea behind it. It's not so you get a cheap car. It's so that you strap yourself up, basically, into the most expensive car that you can possibly afford the monthly payments on. And then when it comes 2 years or 3 years down the line, you can't actually afford to buy it. You haven't got the final payment, the guaranteed future value. So what you've got to do, you've got to hunt around and get another car quick, on PCP. That's what it's designed for. People might tell you different, but it's to get people to change cars more frequently. It's to get people who can't actually afford the car to drive around in it and then come back and get another one in 2 years, 3 years. Well, you know, Barrie, guaranteed future value, that's it, you can just hand it back. No, you see, the idea is that when it first started, that's the equivalent now of strapping people up on HP. Soon, I'm sure there'll be a class action against PCP like there is now for Finance Commission. You know, they're hounding dealers, absolutely hounding them. They're hounding dealers who charge the same rate as the banks on finance. They didn't rip anybody off, but they made commission because interest rates were low. They didn't rip anybody off. If the customer had gone to the bank, he'd have paid the same money. But now they're hounding them, trying to get the commission back. They'll do what they've done here with PCPs. The idea was that you would get a car and then you'd go in 2-3 years and you'd have enough money, your car would be actually worth more than the guaranteed future value because the leasing company don't want it back. The leasing company take it back, they've got to start getting all the little dings done on it, or, you know, little fag burns, all that rubbish, polishing it, getting it valeted, shipping it off to the auction, waiting for it to sell in the auction, then waiting probably another month for a cheque or a bank transfer to get the money. They haven't really got that money because everything's on finance. They order a car for you and it comes and it goes straight out to you. They don't buy it for stock and then you come onto them, although that's slightly changing, I think. But anyway, we'll go into that in another video. But they don't have a load of stock and you just come and say, all right, I want that, and they send it out to you. They order it. Ling was a prime example. Look at her business. I mean, if anybody did it right, she did. And also what she did, she knew the shit was going to hit the fan and she got out. She got out quick. And she's now cycling around the world with her husband. And Ling, if you're watching, hello, I miss our conversations, I miss our arguments, and I wish you well. So does Duncan Bannatyne, by the way.
I think it's a bit too much. I really refuse that.
You're turning us down.
Well, Chinese eat dragons for breakfast.
Back to my answer. So 73 Henny, you see, when PCP, the idea is that you've got a couple of thousand left. And do you know where that couple of thousand will go? Because you haven't missed it, you won't miss it. You part exchange it at a dealer. The finance company, the leasing company, don't get your old pile of shit back. Some dealer's strapped up with that. He's got to clean it and do it and advertise it and all that business. But your couple of £1,000 that you've got in equity, your guaranteed future value, what it's actually worth, a couple of £1,000, you go, you put it on your next PCP. Now, if your car isn't worth the guaranteed future value, guess what? You've lost money. And it is the square root of fuck all difference. And you, Mr. 73 Henny, are an idiot. I've forgotten more than you'll ever know. You're a scumbag. You calling me names on here, I've forgotten more than you'll ever know. All right? Old man, can't afford a razor. Don't try and teach your granddad how to suck eggs. Ford Explorers. All in the auction, all those lovely cars. If they were just sold properly to people whose needs they suited, and the dealers weren't given targets that are impossible to reach, we wouldn't have any of these problems. Wouldn't have any of these arguments between. Well, I like EVs, as I've said before. I've got one. I love it to bits. I don't actually need it now. Now I'm not going to work. I don't actually need it. but I just keep it, and the insurance is a fortune. Crikey, is it? I love it. It's parked outside. I just nip into town when I need to go on a short visit, because that's what EV should be for. You should have a little EV and then a diesel. You should have a little EV and a Range Rover. Then, you know, you're fine. They'll all be on Auto Trader, probably within a week. With this, you look out for these pictures, because you'll see them. You can see who buys from auctions, because they usually use the same pictures. They're on Auto Trader, not actual pictures of the car in the dealership. It's pictures of the car at BCA, or with BCA's like background image. That's also cocked up. So there we go, just to recap again. A Mazda MX-30, 336 miles, 2023 on a 73. It's had 4 owners. First registered 30th of the 9th, 2023. The state of the EV market makes me want to cry. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.